everyone, today I will read Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Chapter 2, Dobby Warning. Harry managed not to shout out, but it was a close thing. Warning có nghĩa là cảnh báo. Shout có nghĩa là kêu la. The little creature on the bed had large spotlight ears and bugging green eyes the size of tennis ball. Creature có nghĩa là sinh vật, bugging có nghĩa là phòng. Harry knew instantly that this was what had been watching him out of the garden hedge that morning. As they stared at each other, Harry heard Dudley's voice from the hall. "May I take your coats, Peter and Miss Mason?" The creature slipped off the bed and pulled so loud that the end of its long thin nose touched the carpet. Carpet có nghĩa là thảm, tấm thảm. Harry noticed that it was wearing what looked like an old pillowcase. Pillowcase có nghĩa là vỏ gối. With wrists, forearm and legs holes. Hello, said Harry nervously. Harry Potter, said the creature in a high-pitched voice Harry was sure would carry down the stairs. So long has Dobby wanted to meet you, sir. Such an honor it is. Thank you, said Harry, edges along the wall and sinking into his desk chair next to Hedwig, who was asleep in her large cage. He wanted to ask, "What are you?" but thought it would sound too rude, so instead he said, "Who are you?" "Dobby, sir." "Just Dobby." Dobby the house elf. Elf có nghĩa là gia tinh. "Oh, really?" said Harry. I don't want to be rude or anything, but this isn't a great time for me to have a house elf in my bedroom. Aunt Petunia High, false, low, laugh sounded from the living room. The elf hung his head. "Not that I'm not pleased to meet you," said Harry quickly, "but is there any particular reason there you are here?" Reason là lý do. "Oh yes, sir," said Dobby earnestly. "Dobby has come to tell you, sir. Is it difficult, sir?" Dobby wonders where to begin. "Sit down," said Harry politely, pointing at the bed. To his horror, the elf burst into tears, very noisy tears. "Sit down," he wailed. "Never, never, ever." Harry thought he heard a voice downstairs falter. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean to offend you or anything." "Offend Dobby," choked the elf. "Dobby has never been asked to sit down by a wizard like an equal." Harry tried to say "shh" and look comforting at the same time, ushered Dobby back onto the bed, and she sat coughing, looking like a large and very ugly doll. At last, he managed to control himself. Control có nghĩa là kiểm soát. And sat with his great eyes fixed on Harry in an expression of wondering adoration. You can have met any decent wizard," said Harry, trying to cheer him up. Dobby shook his head, then without warning, he leapt up and started banging his head furiously on the window, shouting, "Bad Dobby! Bad Dobby!" "Don't! What are you doing?" Harry hissed. springing up and pulling Dobby back onto the bed, which had woken up with a particular loud screech and was beating her wings wildly against the bars of her cage. Dobby had to punish himself, sir, said the elf, who got slightly cross-eyed. Dobby almost spoke you of his family, sir. Your family? The wizard family Dobby serves service, sir. Dobby's house elf vowed to serve one house and one family forever. Do they know you are here? Asked Harry curiously. Dobby sorry. Oh no, sir, no. Dobby will have to punish himself most grievously for coming to see you, sir. Dobby will have to shut his ears in the oven door for this if they ever knew, sir. But won't they notice if you shut your ears in the oven door? Dobby does, sir. Dobby is always having to punish him for something, sir. Let Dobby get on with it, sir. Sometimes they remind me to do extra punishment. But why don't you leave? Escape. A house elf must be set free, sir, and the family will never set Dobby free. Dobby will serve the family until he dies, sir. Harry stared. And I thought I have had it best staying here for another 4 weeks, he said. This made the dusty sound almost human. Can anyone help you, can I? Almost at once, Harry wished he had then spoken. Dobby dissolved again into words of gratitude. Please, Harry whispered frantically. Please be quiet. If the Dursleys hear anything, if they know you are here, Harry Potter asked if he can help Dobby. Dobby has heard of your greatness, sir, but of your goodness Dobby never knew. Harry, who was feeling the sympathy on in the face, said, whatever you have heard about my greatness and lots of rubbish, I'm not never top of my year as Howard that Hermione. But he stopped it quickly because thinking about Hermione was painful. Harry Potter is humble and modest, said Dobby reverently, his like her eyes are glowed. Harry Potter, speak not of his trump over he who must not be named. Voldemort, said Harry. Dobby clapped his hand over his bad ears and murmured, "Oh, speak not the name, sir, speak not the name." Sorry, said Harry quickly. I don't know a lot of people don't like it. My friend Ron. He stopped it again. Thinking about Ron was painful too. Dobby leaned toward Harry, his eye wide as headlights. Dobby, here tell, he said hoarsely, that Harry met the Dark Lord for a second time just weeks ago. That Harry Potter escaped yet again. Harry nodded, and Dobby's eyes suddenly shone with tears. After he gasped, tapping his face with a corner of the grubby pillowcase he was wearing. Harry Potter is valiant and bold. He has brave and dũng cảm so many dangers already, but Dobby has come to protect Harry Potter. to warn him, even if he does have to shut his ear in the oven door later. Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts. There was a silence, broken only by the chink of knives and forks from downstairs and distant rumble of Uncle Vernon's voice. What? Harry stammered, but I have got to go back. Term start on September 1st. It's all that keeping me going. You don't know what it's like here. I don't belong here. I belong in your world at Hogwarts. No, no, no. Squeaked it. Dobby shaking his head so hard his ears flapped. Harry Potter must stay here where he's safe. He's so too great, too good to lose. If Harry Potter go back to Hogwarts, he will be in mortal danger. Why? Say Harry in surprise. There's a plot, Harry Potter, a plot to make most terrible things happen at Hogwarts School of Witches, Witchcraft and Wizardry. This year whispered Dobby suddenly chiefly all over. Dobby has known it for months, sir. Harry Potter must not put himself in peril. He is too important, sir. What terrible thing, said Harry as one who plotted them. Dobby made a funny choking noise and then pinched his head frantically against the wall. All right, cried Harry, grabbing the arm to stop him. You can tell me. I understand, but why are you warning me? A sudden unpleasant thought struck him. Hang on, this hasn't got anything to do with war. Sorry, would you know who has it? You could just say or note, he added hastily as Dobby had titled warmly close to war again. Slowly, Dobby shook his head. Not, he, who must not be named, sir. But Dobby's eyes were wide and seemed to be trying to give Harry a hint. Harry, however, was completely lost. Hasn't got a brother, hasn't he? Has he? Dobby shook his head, his eye wider than ever. Well then, I can think who else would have a chance of making horrible things happen at Hogwarts, said Harry. I mean, there's Dumbledore for one thing. You know who Dumbledore is, don't you? Dobby burned his head. Albus Dumbledore is the greatest headmaster Hogwarts has ever had. Dobby knows, sir. Dobby has heard Dumbledore power rivals those of he who must not be named and he of his strength berserk. Dobby's voice dropped to an unusual whisper. There are powers Dumbledore doesn't power no decent wizard. And before Harry could start him, Dobby bowed off the bed, seized Harry dead slam and started beating himself around the head with its sleeping yaps. A sudden silence fell downstairs 2 seconds. A sudden silence fell downstairs 2 seconds later. Harry heard turning madly hear Uncle Vernon coming into the hall. Colin Dudley must have left his television on again. The little chuckle. Wait in the closet. His Harry stopping Dobby in shutting the door and flinging himself onto the bed just as the door handle turned. What the devil are you doing? Said Uncle Vernon through gritted teeth, his face horribly close to Harry. You've just run the punchline of my Japanese golfer joke. One more sound and you will wish you did never been born, boy. He stopped a bit flat-footed from the room, dragging Harry led Dobby out of the closet. "See what it's like here," he said. "See why I have got to go back to Hogwarts. It's the only place I have got well. I think I have got friends who don't even write to Harry Potter," said Dobby sleepily. "I expect they were just being." "Wait a minute," said Harry, frowning. "How do you know my friend haven't been writing to me?" Dobby shuffled his feet. "Harry Potter mustn't be angry with Dobby. Dobby is this is for the past. Have you been studying my letter?" "Dobby has them here, sir," said the elf, stepping nimbly out of Double Rich. Harry reached. He pulled a thick wad of envelopes from the inside of the pillowcase he was wearing. Harry could make out Hermione neat writing, one untidy scrawl, and even scribble that looked as though it was from Hogwarts gamekeeper Hagrid. Dobby blinked anxiously, but at Harry. Potter mustn't be angry. Dobby popped in. Harry Potter thought his friend had forgotten him. Harry Potter might not wanted to go back to school. Harry wasn't listening. He made a grab for the letter, but Dobby jumped out of reach. "Harry Potter will have them, sir, if he gives Dobby his word that he will not return to Hogwarts. Sir, this danger you must not face. Say you won't go back, sir." "No," said Harry angrily. "Give me my friend's letter." "Then Harry Potter leave Dobby no choice," said the elf sadly. Before Harry could move, Dobby had darted to the bedroom door, pulled it open, and sprinted down the stairs, mouth dry, stomach clutching. Harry sprang after him, trying not to make a sound. He jumped the last 6 steps, landing cat-like on the hill, uncovered, saying, "Tell Petunia that very funny story about those miracle plumbers." Mirror mentioned she'd been dying to hear. Harry ran up the hall into the kitchen and felt his stomach disappear. Aunt Petunia's masterpiece of pudding, the mountain of cream and sugared violet, was floating up near the ceiling on top of a cupboard in the corner, crunching Dobby. "No!" cried Harry. "Please, they'll kill me." Harry Potter must say he's not going to back school. "Dobby, please," said, "Sir, I can't." Dobby gave him a jagged look. "Then Dobby must do it, sir, for Harry Potter. I'll go. Good." The pudding fell to the floor with a heart-stopping crash. Screams splattered the window and walls as the disc shattered. With a crack like a whip, Dobby vanished. They were screams from the dining room, and Uncle Vernon burst into the kitchen to find Harry grinning with sock covered from head to foot in Aunt Petunia's pudding. At first it looked as though Uncle Vernon would manage to gloss the whole thing over. Just our nephew, very disturbed, meeting stranger upset him, so we keep him upstairs. He should stop mention back to the back into the dining room promised he would play him to within an inch of his life. When the matron had left and handed him a mop, Aunt Petunia dusted some ice cream out of the freezer, and Harry, still shaking, started scrubbing the kitchen clean. Ungoverned might still have to able to make his stew if it hadn't been for the owl. Aunt Petunia was just passing around a box of after dinner might when a hunchbacked old owl swooped through the dining room window, rubbed a letter on Mr. Mason's head, and swooped it out again. Mr. Mason screamed like banshees, ran from the house, shooting about lunatics. Mr. Mason stayed just long enough to tell Dursley that his wife was mortally afraid of birds of all shapes and sizes, and to ask whether this was their idea of a joke. Harry stood in the kitchen, clutching the mop of support as ungoverned advised on him. The morning gleamed his tiny eyes. "Read it," he hissed evilly, presents the letter the owl had delivered. "Go on, read it." Harry took it. It did not contain birthday greeting. "Dear Mayor Potter, we have received intelligence that Chap was you at your place of residence this evening at 12 minutes past 9. As you know, underage wizards are not permitted to perform spells outside school, and further spell work on your part may lead to expulsion from state school. We would also ask you to remember that any magical activity that risks notice by members of the non-magical community muggles is a serious offense under Section 30 of the International Confederation of Warlocks Statute of Secrecy. Enjoy your holiday. Yours sincerely, Mephistophelies. Improper use of magic office. Ministry of Magic. Harry looked up from the letter and gulped. "You didn't tell us you weren't allowed to use magic outside school," said Ungoverned, and smart gleam dancing in his eye. "Forgot to mention it. Slip your mind, and I dare say." He was peering down on Harry like great bulldog, and all his teeth peered. "Well, I have got news for you, boy. I'm looking you up. You are never going back to that school, never. And if you try and magic yourself out, they'll expel you." And laughing like a maniac, he dragged Harry back upstairs. Ungoverned was as bad as his word. The, the following morning, he bent to whisper on Harry's window. He himself fitted a cat flap in the bedroom door so that small amount of food could be pushed inside 3 times a day. They let Harry out to use the bathroom morning and evening. Otherwise, he was locked in his room around the clock. 3 days later, Dursley was with no sign of relenting, and Harry couldn't see any way out of his situation. He lay on his bed, watching the sun sinking behind the paths on on the window and wondered miserably what was going to happen to him. What was the good of magicking himself out of his room if Howard would expel him for doing it? Yet life at Private Drive had reached an all-time low. Now that the Dursley knew they weren't going to wake up as fruit bats, he had lost his only weapon. Dobby might have saved Harry from horrible happening at Hogwarts, but the way things were going, he did probably starve to death anyway. A cat flap raised and Aunt Petunia hand appeared brushing a bowl of canned soup into the room. Harry was inside were etching with hunger. Jumped off his bed says the soup was stone cold, but he drank half of it. If it in one gulp, then he crossed the room to Hedwig's cage, tipped the soggy vegetable at the bottom of the bowl into her empty food tray. She ruffled her feathers and gave him a look of disgust. "It's no good turning you back up at it, that's have got," said Harry grimly. He put the empty bowl back on the floor next to Cat Flap and lay back down on the bed, somehow even hungrier than he had been before the soup. Supposing he was still alive in another 4 weeks, what would happen if he didn't turn up at Hogwarts? Would someone be sent to see why he hadn't come back? Would they be able to make the Dursley let him go? The room was growing dark, exhausting. Stomach rumbled, mind spinning over the same unanswerable question. Harry fell into an easy sleep. He dreamed that he was on show in a zoo where a cowardly enraged wizard attacked to his cage. Bilbo Gauntlet threw the parts at him as he lay sobbing and weak on bed straw. He saw Dobby's face in the crow and shouted, asking for help, but Dobby called, "Harry Potter is safe there, sir," and vanished. Then the Dursley appeared and Dudley raised the parts of the cage, laughing at him. "Stop it," Harry muttered as the Dursley bowed in his sore head. "Leave me alone, cut it out. I'm trying to sleep." He opened his eyes. Moonlight was shining through the bar on the window, and someone was goggling through the bars at him. Freckled face, red hair, long nose. Someone wrong. Wesley was outside Harry's window. "Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening."